Well, if we haven't seen 300 million liquidated from the crypto and Bitcoin markets, well, here we are. One analyst says 113K Bitcoin is next. We'll talk about the likelihood of that. And are we in the midst of Solana Summer? Absolutely crushing it as far as their ecosystem goes. Solana was well above $200 just a few hours ago, although the markets are down as a whole. We'll try to spot some gems, not only in the Solana ecosystem, but in other ecosystems as well. A lot of backlash from Sonic, as their airdrop apparently wasn't to people's likings. A lot of news coming out of banks and stablecoins. We'll share those with you. We'll also take a look, obviously, at the overall markets. We'll look at Ethereum. For the first time, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, they outpaced Bitcoin ETF flows by like 5 or 10 to 1. Massive day for ETH. What's the next price target for Ethereum? We'll talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content. We take old, boring, stale information, repackage all that up in a fun, sexy way. You know what? We have seen all-time highs this month, and now we're down. We're down from that illustrious 120 to 117, and yet altcoins are selling off. Kind of confused on this one myself personally. The alts were running hot. Now the alts are down. Not much up in the altcoin space, but we got some pullbacks. We have multiple projects down 10%, including Stellar, Hedera. And, you know, it's...
Speaking of the Stellar, we have a video coming later.
Why?
Why? Because what do you mean why? We have a video coming out. It's actually already up on the show. You know what's messed up, bro? Is I think it was Monday or one of the days. I was like, yeah, you know, did put a video, and then the dude left the live show to watch the video. Don't be the dude that left the live show to watch the video. Watch the live show, and then after the live show, then go on the video, okay? Anyways, what's up, man?
Not too much, brother. Just
how was your time away?
It was good, man. It was good.
Yeah.
Little vacation down the street.
Funny. I leave, markets rally. You leave, the studio breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, some of you reached out. Thank you for that. We were having some issues with the studio. We're back and good, though. We're ready to rock and roll. Also, before we jump in and I forget, I want to give a big happy birthday to my daughter, Ella. If you're watching, Daddy loves you. Happy birthday to you. Got her VIP tickets to the Descendants on Saturday. All that's been in my house playing on the TV is Zombies and Descendants. So, Ella, I love you. Happy birthday. Okay. Let's talk about it. Solana ecosystem has been on absolute fire. Now, Rob, we're going to play a little game. Okay? Play a very little game. If you were to take a guess, the best performer in the Solana ecosystem so far has been...
Jupiter? I don't know.
Oh, my God. You are so out of touch, bro. You'll find out. Okay. So, you take a look at L1s. Everything is red, okay? ETH, TVL over the last 1 day, red. Base, red. Arbitrum, SWI, you get the point. They're all red. Look at Solana. Double-digit growth in TVL over the last 1 day. Now, that's a short time period. We look over the last 7 days, it's at 13%. In the last 1 month, 35%, only bested by Ethereum out in the top 4. And so... ecosystem's growing. Let's take a peek here. I actually haven't looked at this. I'm curious to see. Stablecoin market cap is down on the 7-day, 0.5%. But you can see the trend. It had a big spike from the 10th of July from around 10.9 billion up to 11.5 billion. Fees paid are going down and DEX volume has been increasing with the largest 7-day gainer in TVL. Let's take a peek. No idea what that one is. I'm going to go down till I find someone that I know. Banks, that one's up 23%. You have Wasabi, 17%. And there was another one, JUP. JUP is up 15% on the 7-day when it comes to Solana-specific ecosystem TVL. The big one here too, Rob, is RWAs. Take a look at this. Solana, Total value in RWAs up 15% over the last 30 days. Market share over the last 30 days up also 15%, currently sitting at 4.19. Bested only by Ethereum and ZK Sync, which is technically also Ethereum. Then you take a look at this from CoinMarketCap. Total market cap of the Solana ecosystem up 48% over the last 30 days as a whole, with volume 2xing in the same time period. Now, I asked you the question, what's been the largest gainer over the last seven days, 90 days, right? If you take micro caps out, the answer is Pudgy Penguins. The Pengu token rallies to new all-time high, surpassing their January peak. Now, I do want to pull something up, okay? So shout out to the people that are in our Patreon. And just take a look. This was posted on... Okay, can I see it? Let's go crypto calls. Pengu. This was posted on July 17th. You can reference the price chart. I put this out to our Patreon members. It was sub 3 cents. So, hey guys, wanted to inform everyone I bought the Pengu dip, sold my AVA and 20 Solana for Pengu. Call me crazy, but I think 10 billion market cap is in play for Pengu. Do your own research. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only one here that's been bullish on Pengu. Well, in the studio I am, and just the whole of Twitter and social media and influencers and whatever, there's been a lot of people that have been bullish, a lot earlier than I have. But once I realized this thing is a runner, I've been buying dips, and this was the largest dip I bought, and then we let our Patreon members know. So big thanks to all the Patreon members. If you want to join, get some alpha, make sure you join Patreon. There's a link in the description of this video. So with that being said, before we have the Solana conversation, I do want to give a massive, huge, big, beautiful thank you to our channel partner, Stake.us. I will be doing a live stream, maybe not this Saturday. I think the following Saturday, I'll be doing a live stream with giveaways in partnership with Stake, and we're going to be probably playing a poker tournament, and you guys can see how I'm going to warm up for the Rare Evo tournament. But if you're looking to have fun in a social casino, and if you're looking to get 1 free Stake cash every single day just by logging in, go to Stake.us or click the link in the description, create an account, and have some fun. Big thank you to Stake.us. Now, Rob, Solana ecosystem. Is it Solana Summer? And please keep in mind, if you were paying attention, all the beautiful metrics I shared with you in Solana's ecosystem. It did break $200 a couple days ago. It was a top gainer in the top 15 or 20, I believe. What's your thesis on Solana now that Genius Bill has passed? We're seeing a little more clear as far as where the altcoin markets and trends are going. What are your thoughts?
Solana with their crap coins are back. You know, it was the meme coins in the past, and well, now we're back to meme tokens and meme chains, and Pengu is, it's the future finance.
Did you see it flip Polygon? You weren't here on Monday when I shared the news. It flipped Polygon.
You know what? It's the power of the memes will always surprise you.
Yeah.
Surprise you by taking all your money sometimes.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I like how you're going back to saying you jokingly said Polygon would outperform, but you weren't joking. You were dead serious about Polygon performing. So are you...
still a very short time window.
Correct.
Very short time window,
but,
okay?
Hey, sometimes it's better to cut your losses early and move on. Would you like to do that right here, right now? Accept defeat and let's move on.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that Pengu will outperform altcoins in general? Or how do you think it'll perform in the bear market when Bitcoin pulls back?
It'll dive. Like everything will, though. That's not a fair question. That's not a fair question to evaluate Pengu and my thoughts. Ask me who it'll outperform. Will it outperform Solana? Yes. Will it outperform XRP?
Okay, but it'll outperform.
Yes.
You think Pudgy Penguins is going to outperform Solana? That I don't agree.
10x from here, bro.
Pudgy Penguins is going to 10x?
5 to 10x from here, yeah.
You think it's a $20 billion market cap? You think the market cap is high? You think it's a top 10 project?
I think it's a 10 to 20 billion market cap project.
Get out of here, dude.
Oh, you want to be wrong again? Would you like to be wrong again?
Bro, you had one call, and it's like, I've nailed so many.
You've nailed so many. Tell me the ones you've nailed, Robin.
I can, we'll come back.
We're not doing this.
So,
We're not
yeah.
doing this.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you all the ones I nailed off the top of my head. I'm just saying that, like,
we're not trying to drag each other down here. Okay, we're trying to poke some fun. You make great calls. I make great calls.
But the thing is you get one right, and I hear about it for 4 weeks. I get one right. I'm like, oh man, yeah. I was like, I told you. And then usually I don't say to you, I say, I told you guys to pick this up last week. And then you're over here like.
Here's the difference. You laugh, mock me, and make fun of me when I make my calls, and so I got.
You get one right, and then it's like you bought a billboard off of the I-15.
I definitely have
to say like I was right.
I guarantee you, I've gotten more right than you have. We're starting to show off feisty today, man. It's been a while. They say the distance makes the heart grow fonder. I guess not in this studio. Okay, my thesis on Solana is I think stable coins and RWA is going to take front and center. You're going to have PENGU. I don't think the pump.fun style launch a new meme coin is going to count. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. PENGU is a unicorn. It is a different animal, pun intended, okay? Abstract airdrop is coming. The founder has shown that he knows how to provide value to the community and get people to stay in their ecosystem. Big partnerships, ETF up. I think it's a $10 to $20 billion market cap coin. I could be wrong. I'm going to continue to buy the dip up until it gets to $5 billion in market cap. And when I say buy the dip, 15 to 20% dips, I am buying up to $5 billion market cap. I want to do a poll. Do you think PENGU will get to plus 10 billion market cap? Put a 1 for yes, put a 2 for no. PENGU gets to 10 billion or more in market cap. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Please let me know. Thank you very much. With that being said, let's shift from any other thoughts on Solana before I move over to BTC?
I think that Solana, we started to see a little bit of the Solana rally yesterday. And remember what I was saying? I was like, hey, there's a mismatch on price on ETH. I don't think ETH is done running. You know, we saw ETH. If you look at ETH on the 1 month here, it's outperforming Bitcoin. You know, we were at $2,200 a month ago, and now currently at $3,500. That's over 50% gains out of ETH just in the last month. You compare it to Bitcoin. And it is night and day. This is a clear reversal. It's been a great time to get into ETH, particularly here on the 8th. So in the last 2 weeks, the returns on ETH have been very rewarding. Also, you take a look at what we saw out of Solana. Now, same kind of chart. You look at Solana on the month. Now, Solana's performing well. So is all the altcoins, right? So it's not anything dramatic, but it's underperforming Ethereum, right? So if you're to take Ethereum versus Solana, you see here, yet again, this orange line is ETH, and you see ETH is even outperforming Solana. But yesterday we saw a little flip inning. We saw here, which is Solana outperforming ETH for a period of time. And we've talked about it over and over again that if you get that
on the 7-day?
This is on the 7-day, yeah. So and so just on the month, you can see ETH's been outperforming Solana. On the 7-day, you saw that we did have a quick flip. And we've talked about it before. If this is your first cycle into in crypto, for as far as Bitcoin cycle in your first bull market. Let me just give you a little backstory. I'm not going to bore you to death here, but the way it typically goes, or it has historically, is Bitcoin performs very well. It gets to a new price range, just like we saw, and then it consolidates, and then the altcoins take their turn. But it's usually led by Ethereum, which is the strongest alt, and then that one takes a breather, and then the other alts go. And I think that's what we started to see yesterday. We started to see that Solana was taking off. And I think that Solana right now is in a beautiful position. It's been a long time since we saw Solana performing very well. You know, if you go back historically to Solana's price, and you look on the 1 year, it hasn't really done well on the 12 months here. And so we we had a double bottom here, you know, we're at 140, but about to break out, dude. I think that what we saw out of ETH was a signal of what's to come. So we're going to get that traditional altcoin cycle. I think that maybe in the short term, I don't know how long it's going to last, and I do think that, let's say we get Bitcoin to 135 in the next, say, month. By the end of next month, I think we'll see a 135 on Bitcoin, maybe higher. We'll see ETH 2x to the 6,000. I know it's at 3,500, but let's just give a nice round number. I think ETH breaks new all-time highs, hangs out between 5 and 6,500, and then we see that giant surge from Solana and its ecosystem. And so if you're a fan of Pengu, if you're a fan of Jupiter, anything in the Solana ecosystem, I think is gonna reward you handsomely. And I think $900 Solana is something we see by, I would say, October. I mean, do you think that's too advantageous? $900 Solana by October?
Yeah, that's a lot, in my opinion.
I think we get the big run.
I think we get to like 450, 500. 2.5x.
2.5x.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
could be wrong.
don't write off Solana, man. It went from $20 to 200 twice.
From a pure ROI perspective, I'd rather be in Pengu than Solana. From pure ROI, who do I think? And
but then you're timing the market, because you even said to yourself, it's gonna dump hard on the pullbacks.
Yeah, you just got to take profits along.
So for me, I just if I miss tops and I miss the, you know, and I'm trying to hold out for a certain price point. If you miss it on Pengu, you're gonna write it back down. You miss it on Solana, cool. You lose 50% of your potential profits, and then you're good. I don't think we're going to get that massive pullback that liquidates the altcoin space, or at least if we do, it's not around the corner. I think that if that happens, it'll be next year. And so I think that there's a lot of potential to make money, and I think that there's potential for a 5 to 6x out of Solana. And it's going to be hard to time it. I agree with you. You're going to get more out of Pengu. I don't think you're going to get a 10x. But I think you're going to have a hard time deciding when to sell. And if you miss it, you're going to write that thing back down. If you miss it with Solana, you're still in Solana. It's not that big a deal, right? It's not like Solana is going to crash down to $10 again.
Yeah, my recommendation, not just Pengu, but in any kind of meme coin or super risky play, is you should have a DCA out goal and get your initial investment plus 2x out as soon as you can. And clips along the way, and just let the rest ride, man. If time to top grade. If you don't.
I can say the same thing about Solana being outperformed by a host of projects that are smaller market cap. So if you go around the Pudgy Penguins market cap, I think Bonk will outperform Solana. I think Casp will outperform Solana. I think Algorand will outperform Solana. I think Render will outperform. And so Jupiter.
So if you
so my thing is it's not that. It's just because it's a larger market cap, but you're just inherently taking on more risk. And so replace Pudgy Penguins with anything that you're fundamentally bullish on between the market cap of 30 and 70, and you're going to see bigger returns out of those if it runs. And so good luck timing. That's my story there.
Yeah. And again, take your profits along the way and have a strategy before you buy. Okay, let's swap over to BTC. This is the man, Jack Mullers, giving his thoughts on Bitcoin price action. Let's take a listen.
I believe you have said you could see Bitcoin to, $1 million. I've seen some of your targets by 2026 that are clearly far above where we are currently trading, finally breaching that $120,000 level. So what are the risks to get there? What do you see as like the next leg of catalysts to reach? Hopefully some just mass information for the broader person that doesn't really know a lot about this space, but also to achieve, say, $1 million.
Yeah, well, as a future public company officer, being careful here and not making explicit price predictions, what I will say is I think the very simple mental model to use in Bitcoin is that Bitcoin equals fiat liquidity plus technology. It's a very simple idea that if you believe technology will continue to improve the world and that the story of humanity is engineering a better world, and you believe that there's going to be more fiat existing in the future than there is today, governments and central banks will continue to print money and run deficits, Bitcoin is the best way to express that idea. It's the best way to monetize that future. And so for me, Bitcoin's price appreciation is largely centered around is the technology continuing to innovate and disrupt existing industries, and are governments and central banks continuing to debase currency and print money. Bitcoin's been the best expression of currency debasement. It's been the best.
Okay, so of course, you know, we have the Jack Mullers of the world who throw out these price predictions. You have Standard Chartered never misses an opportunity to say that their Bitcoin's going to 150,000 tomorrow. Also, shout out to our Rumble community. Xterra Greg said, "Hola, would hola." Like, what's up, with hola combined, what hola? That was so bad. Okay, Rob, let's talk about the overall sentiment of the market. You know, you got Saylor creating some sort of hexagon thing. Did you see that? Did you see that, by the way? Michael Saylor, he posted this image on his X handle of some like hexagon or some shit right here. The Bitcoin, Pentagon, the Bitcoin Defense Department. It's getting to a point where I don't know what the hell each one of these does or what's the benefit of holding one over the other. To me, that's not a good sign. If your product is confusing as shit, then there's probably some weird stuff going on. I don't know, but hey, here you go. The Defense Department, Rob. It's pretty cool. Do you feel defended by strategy?
I'm trying to figure out like why this thing looks eerily similar to the
Star David? Star David? What is that?
No, this is that pagan symbol that they use in all the horror movies, you know?
Oh, no, isn't that the... Oh, no, that's not the Freemasons.
Yeah.
It's the...
Yeah, but yeah, like here, pull up David's. Yeah, and then go back to mine. Look at that. Yeah,
Swap again, quick.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sick DJ skills, you know? It's great.
I'm just saying, dude, it's kind of creepy, man. It could be the Illuminati.
Okay, dude, come on.
Could
man.
be.
Can you just be serious for 5 seconds?
You flash a pagan symbol.
To be fair, my question wasn't even a serious question anyways. Okay. Here, let's talk about this. Analyst predicts Bitcoin will hit 113K as liquidations hit BTC. Let me just show my chart here real quick, Rob, and then feel free to kind of chime in or you know, stop me if there's some that caught your attention. But I was looking, I believe I was on the weekly or the daily. Let me check. I was drawing my fibs, and the level that I had mapped out, I think it was on the daily, was 130, that exact level. Let me just draw. It was, I think I took this leg. Yep, there we go. Right? So we took the leg. So this bull flag pattern from 108,000 all the way up to the wick high of 123.3. We drew our fibs and we identified the gold pocket, which is between 113.5 and 113.9. And I believe, let me see if I still have my limit order. Or no, open orders. No, I guess I canceled it. But I feel comfortable putting in a limit order on BTC. Now the first stop would be this 50% level, which is 115.7. But don't fade the gold pocket, my friends. Okay, this right here, 113.5 to 113.963. That is the level you want to keep around. So it kind of falls in line. And when you look at the liquidations, there's like $300 million of liquidations. Over the last, I think it was 24 hours for the crypto market cap. And so this is the problem is Bitcoin has a huge rally. Everyone's excited and then it sees a little bit of a pullback and oh my God, the markets are over. The top is in, yada, 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 yada. The one thing I will say though is I really, and hey, we got 6 hours left in this candle. This could very well be a confirmed retest as Bitcoin is bouncing back 118.243. This could be a retest and just a wick back into our pattern here, which again would be a bull flag. If this candle closes above, I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you some trading alpha here. If the candle closes above 118.458, I am entering into a 12 to 15x Bitcoin long position, because this would be a retest. Okay, let me grab my brush. This would be a breakout, confirmed retest if we close above. Okay, close above 118, and then we enter, and that leg takes us to. Let me squeeze this down. The measured move, the leg, breakout from where we are, you're looking at, my friends, 130.9K BTC. Rob? What are your thoughts? Do you think we get down to 113, my friend? Do you think this trend that we're seeing right now continues as far as, hey, Bitcoin is bouncing back? This could just be a nasty wick. What are your thoughts?
You know, I was looking at the price of Bitcoin here again on the week as well. I know you had the trading view up. And, you know, just on the 24 hours, you know, you were mentioning closing out above 118. You know, you kind of double bottomed here at 117 and some change. You know, we've seen 117 twice before. This is a third time. I don't know, man. I do believe that. I don't know. I think we're going to get another one of these leg ups right here. I think this is what we've seen in Bitcoin historically during the bull markets. Look back at 2021. We saw these big breakouts, short consolidations when things started moving. And I think this what we're going to get more of, right? You know, these consolidations are shorter, right? I mean, during the bear market, and if you want to, you know, look at some charts as well, but during a bear market, these moves, these consolidations take a long time. I mean, the bear market, we were at $20,000 for 8 months, 9 months, even longer, right? A year, over a year. And so then when we consolidated at 70,000, you know, from between 60 and 70, I mean, you're talking about 7 months, 8 months. So the consolidations historically during a bull market are short, and the consolidations during bear markets are drug out, or even when you're coming out of it, right? When you're starting to gain momentum, those times take a long time. And now you're in that parabolic run up. And I just look at this 1 week chart, or excuse me, this 1 month chart here, and I think that we're going to get another one of these. And so I think these moves where we go from 10,000 to 120 essentially, right? You know, from 105 to 120. You know, you're talking about, you know, 15% move. And I think that these 15% moves are something that you're going to get more of, right? And I think that puts you right at that 135.
I mean, dude, look at this volume node here. That is a massive volume node, and that is where Bitcoin has bounced. 117.9. And so far, it's shown that this volume node has been heavy buyers. If we do dip below this volume node, you have a big gap until you get to, again, you see a lot of confluence here. 113.5, right? Big gap here. You get a little spike, and again, 113.5. So if it does go down, 113.5 would be the level I'd be looking to mega long for Bitcoin, but that remains to be seen. All right, let's talk about Ethereum. ETH ETF just smashed their third biggest inflow. Spot ETH ETF saw a net inflow of 534 million, the third highest since launch. Meanwhile, Robin,
I think we're seeing a small little pullback. I think it's going to take off again.
the price action, or are you talking about
price
the inflows?
action, price action.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're on
which will also roll over to inflows, right? I think that's all off the back. I think that's also what's fueling it.
Yeah.
A big part of it. Institutions, you're starting to see a lot more headlines. It's a good time to get into ETH because it is undervalued for where I think it's going.
I feel like I know that person. Narbik Babakhanian. It's a very familiar last name to me. Definitely Armenian, 100%. Sorry, my mind went there. What are you saying? You think the
Armenian antennas went up?
Yeah, the Armenia tennis. The antenna minions. Okay, we're going to move on. But Rob, ETH saw $500 million of inflows. Bitcoin saw 70 million of outflows. Is there a narrative shift happening? Is there a Wall Street shift happening from Bitcoin to Ethereum? And if it is, does that mean that once we have the HBAR ETF, the XRP ETF, the Link, Solana, so on and so forth, we're going to see the same rotation we see in the crypto native markets in Wall Street?
Let me ask you something.
No.
Do you think that those numbers are also indicative of what's been bought and sold on the exchanges? More people have bought Ethereum.
Oh, like retail?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
So you don't think that people are coming in?
Some of it goes hand in hand, but no.
The way I look at flows is just literally, it's just a different exchange. It's an exchange for institutions and traders. That's genuinely what it is.
Correct, but we're talking about...
if you see the price shoot up, then you know that buyers are coming in and buying up, which is moving the market upwards. And so obviously you'll see the inflows go up. And so if you see that ETH is outperforming Bitcoin on the 1 week dramatically, this isn't just a little blip in the radar. ETH is dramatically outperforming Bitcoin, at least in the last month, in the last 2 weeks. And what are you going to see on flows? You're going to see the same thing on the markets, in stock market. It's just the reality of it, bro. We're shifting away from the traditional exchanges, and we're moving into to banks. We're moving into Wall Street. That's where Bitcoin's going to trade. If you think 10 years from now, people are still downloading some overseas exchange wallet, no. They're going to be buying from either an app on their phone that goes directly to the stock exchange, or they're going to buy through something like Coinbase, or it's going to be a bank. And I think that Coinbase is going to keep losing customers to banks, and they're going to keep losing customers to the stock exchange.
What if they're partnering with the banks, Rob?
Sure.
Great segue. Great segue. Let's talk about the banks. This is interesting. The American Bankers Association urges the OCC to pause crypto bank license approvals for firms like Ripple and Circle. Well, they're scared. They are scared. They know the opportunity. People like Ripple, Coinbase, they have an edge over these guys, and the bankers, the banks who have been lining the pockets of the lawmakers in Capitol Hill, they have always had an edge over the competition because they get what they want. They don't have that right now. And so what is that? And you always want to take the information and extrapolate it out and figure out how you can use it to make money, okay? And I'll do that here for you. You have this news. Tether is working on entering the United States with a domestic strategy following the visit to the White House. What's the market cap of Tether? 140 billion? 145, 150 billion dollars? They're looking to come to the U.S. PNC Bank announces a strategic partnership with Coinbase to develop an initial offering that will enable clients to buy, hold, and sell crypto. A little more in-depth insight into this one from Jason Yanowitz. Massive win. PNC gets crypto trading via Coinbase. Coinbase gets banking service via PNC. This just comes one day after JP Morgan is saying they'd consider crypto-backed loans. Every bank is now sprinting on their crypto strategy. Going back to this. Please give us some time. Halt the approvals. We need to catch up. Sorry, you should have been building over the last few years. You also have this. Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon, I believe this is the oldest bank in the United States, collaborates to transform the $7.1 trillion money market industry with digital token. Now, I don't know the depths of what this means, but all the money that is just sitting in money market funds, 401ks, I don't know, CDs, your mortgages, your home, they're all looking to be brought back to life and put to use. And you can do that on chain. Okay. And the last one, this is from Western Union, their CEO. Listen to this.
What's the rollout looking like for Western Union on that front?
Well, we're already innovating in several places in the world on moving money and settling. So both in South America and in Africa, we are innovating our settlement processes to move money quicker and to more easily convert into local currency in partnerships with some of the infrastructure companies you've had on this show. So we are also exploring other partnerships with people who want on-ramps and off-ramps in different parts of the world on how we could enable Western Union's funds in and funds out to enable people to purchase and sell stablecoins. Finally, we're investigating how we might offer stablecoin products in our digital wallets to our customers around the world, again, in partnerships with many of the companies that you've talked to over the course of the last couple of weeks.
What's the balance between this push into that space, and not just with regards to crypto, but overall the more digital strategy that I know you and your team at Western Union have been working on for some time, the balance between that and what we see in the traditional retail side of the business?
Right, and so we have about $1 billion revenue digital business. It's growing obviously at faster rates than our traditional retail business. We also think of our retail business not just as cash. So retail is a value proposition where you can have in-person service.
Rob, is this the is this the blockbuster Netflix moment of finance with stablecoins?
The blockbuster Netflix, you mean just what, the swapping of
Just a massive, just obliterated that entire business model. Blockbuster.
But the thing is Blockbuster lost all of its business to competitors like Netflix, right, in Redbox. Here, the dollar is just moving value in from the fiat version into the digital version. And so the liquidity is shifting. The liquidity was in the hands of the Fed and in the hands of the banks. Now that liquidity is moving into the private sector. But it's still the same dollar, right? They're still printing dollars. They're still lending it out. The schematics of it are still the same. They're just changing the vehicle that it arrives in. The beautiful part about all this is that the vehicle is blockchain. And so that money is going to ride on the tracks of blockchain. It's going to move in between one network to the other. So for the networks that are being used for stable coins are going to benefit tremendously. That's why we routinely highlight, like, hey, the importance of stable coins, because one, you're going to have a surge of trillions of dollars, not billions, but trillions of dollars over the next 5 years are going to surge into crypto. And you're going to surge into crypto through stable coins, and they're going to go right into a stablecoin network. Is it going to be Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, BNB? Like, there's some that are not well positioned at the moment. There are others that are really well positioned. There are going to be ones that enter in and blow up, and there's going to be ones that just blow up and just sell off, right? That just get left behind because they missed out. You talk about all the time, David, certain projects like Near Protocol missed the mark on AI. Do you think that a year from now, when stable coins are at a plus $1 trillion market cap, we say you missed the boat on stable coins? Because that will happen.
Who am I saying that to? Companies or
Just
retail?
Blockchain. Certain layer ones that miss the mark, that don't get.
But certain layer ones can't handle the throughput that's needed at the mass scale.
At this point, which ones can't? Let's be honest. They've been up and running. They're the one that can.
That's what I'm saying. Which ones can? Solana.
Oh, no, I was saying which ones can't.
A lot of them.
Which ones?
It's easier for me to tell you who can. Hedera can.
But
Solana
I can't. I'll be honest with you. At this point, we're not in 2020 anymore. At this point, I think everything is scalable. Like, congratulations, you can do 10,000 transactions per second. Like, it's not a headline anymore. And so for me, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to like trick you here.
You are.
But I'm genuinely curious. Am I missing something? Because Tron, they can handle the transactions. Solana, they can handle the transactions. XRP, they can handle it. Ethereum, through scaling solutions, can handle it. And all tethered transactions, for the most part, majority of them are through the ETH network anyways. So they're already doing it. Stellar can handle it. Chainlink can, but they don't have.
It's not their-
They don't have it, but they could, right? I believe in the throughput. Hedera is fine. Avalanche is fine.
Chainlink's throughput is Ethereum because it's an ERC token. Chainlink's not its own blockchain, so you tie it in with ETH. So whatever your answer is the answer.
So I go down the list. I mean, I'm not seeing any layer ones that can't handle it. So it's not a tech issue. And honestly, guys, like if you're on this thing, if you're trying to convince your friend or yourself to buy a token because of how many transactions it can do, you're gonna lose. I'm just telling you, that's not the winner anymore. Do you remember when cell phones came out? It was all about like, hey, who has the best network? Who has the most coverage? It was like, remember you'd always see these commercials and you see the map will be white and then it would be all pink for where T-Mobile has coverage and then it would be Sprint and then theirs would be all red for wherever they have it.
Love the color.
Do you hear that anymore? No, because you got every city you get cell phone coverage. That's nobody cares anymore. Nobody says, I got AT&T because I got better service across the state to state from country.
Why do you have AT&T? They're the worst.
I like AT&T. But here's the thing. What I know is that if I switched over from AT&T to Sprint or Verizon or whatever it is,
Sprint doesn't exist, bro.
Whatever one I decide to switch over to, I know that I'm gonna have cell phone service. It's not gonna all of a sudden go out. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know what? I have a good enough. I got a good enough data line that I can stream videos. I can stream videos on AT&T, but I don't think that all of them can stream.
Then why don't you
They're
get a Metro
all fast
PCS?
enough.
Go to Metro PCS.
They're all good enough.
Go to
and
Cricket.
the same thing for blockchain. And if you guys are telling me how fast the engine is, like nobody cares anymore. It's old news. Nobody gives a damn. All the blockchains are fast enough now. They can do transactions. They can. Congratulations. Let's move on. You know what we need to know? Are you building the ecosystem for the stable coins? Because those are coming. And you either got the dApps, the DEXs, all the fun applications. You either have them or you don't. Because if you don't have them and you don't have the people, you're gonna get left behind. We don't give a damn how good your tech is. Sega Dreamcast.
Shout out to New Type. Said use ChainSpect for TPS. Well, I'm on ChainSpect thanks to you, my friend. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Okay, so you have real-time TPS, you have max TPS per 100 blocks, and you have max theoretical. Okay. Tron's max theoretical is 2,500. That's not fast. Relative, right? Max theoretical for Polygon is 700. That's not fast theoretical. Optimism, 700. Ethereum, 119. Then you have the crazy ones here. Sonic, 400,000 TPS, theoretical. Now, again, these are theoretical. And then you have finality, block time. So, hey, New Type, thank you for the recommendation. Really appreciate it. I'm actually going to bookmark this. So, big thanks to you, my friend. We'll go to info resources, log that in. But the clear one here, guys, is going to be real-time TPS. Who is doing the actual TPS? Okay. 1645 on Solana. ICP, 1225, right? Their max theoretical is 209,000. So I don't necessarily agree with they're all fast enough. They're not. But I don't want to spend 10 minutes talking about speed and whatever. But I do agree. It's about, are you building the infrastructure that's going to allow these people to come in and use your blockchain, or is it just bullshit, whatever? Okay. You know, we have sometimes, in my show prep notes, I have a funny section. I wasn't sure if this belonged in the funny section or the sad section. I mean, take a look at that. In California, in their latest housing report, it shows that in counties like San Francisco, Marin, and Santa Clara, single individuals earning up to $111,000 not qualify for low-income housing programs. If you make six figures in those three cities, you are considered low income. Holy shit.
Here.
Holy shit.
Look at this. Somebody else is flipping their tune, too.
As a hedge against the $37.8 trillion. They want to own of debt. They want to own it for their kids. And you know who else feels that way? Me. I don't want that debt. My kids, I'm worried about my kids. Worried about your kids? 38 trillion?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
We all do,
So then
in
why
so
don't you
many
buy
different
some-
ways.
Why don't you buy some Bitcoin or ETH? Buy some ETH.
Fuck. Sell the house, sell it.
No, wait, the thing is his tune is not buying Bitcoin as, you know, a speculative whatever. And you got one of the biggest haters on Bitcoin, flip floppers as well. I mean, the dude is literally dumb money when it comes to his call on Bitcoin. He tells you to buy when it's at its all time highs. He tells you to sell when it's its lows. However, he's looking at it from the price dynamic, right? The dude's finally getting it. And certain people come around to Bitcoin because they put aside the price and they realize that, hey, dollars are just not doing it. A savings account ain't doing it. The bond market, it ain't doing it.
100K a year ain't doing it.
Exactly. And so what we're seeing is that a six-figure salary is not even enough.
Nothing.
And how did we get here?
The new
20 years ago?
The new 100,000 is $1 million.
Yeah. 20 years ago, if you would have said, hey, would you like a job making 100 grand? My God, you'd be the richest kid in the neighborhood or the richest family in the neighborhood.
Now you're Section 8 housing. Government pays for it.
Now you can't even get in the neighborhood.
No. Now you can't even drive by the neighborhood.
And it's like, the thing is it's like people care about, and this is why I get so much flack, and probably why you, the viewer, probably are in the same boat. You get so much hate because you sit around the dinner table, right? You're Thanksgiving or wherever you're at, or you're hanging out with family on vacation, and you're talking to these people, and you can see that they're struggling, right? And they're working nonstop, and their money's just disappearing, right? You can't save. I wouldn't even save money. Like, I closed my... you gave me so much crap for closing my savings account. I don't want it. I don't want a savings account. Like, I don't want it. I will literally put every dollar that I would typically have in a savings account and just throw that thing into Bitcoin. It's just... it's
your
just
tune has changed. You said your mattress.
way smarter.
That was still one of my favorite... you know what? Keep talking because I'm going to pull that up. That was one of my favorite... things you did. Go ahead. Keep
yeah,
going.
so
you're doing a great job.
Basically, like, if you have, and that's what I do every time I get around a dinner table. I can't help it because I see people I care about and love, and they're just sitting there.
Thanks, Rob.
They're still sitting there in this like, hi, I'm going to keep my savings account. Like, I'm saving for the future. I have $100,000 saved up. You know how long it'd take you to save up $100,000 now? Save, not earn, but in salary. But you know how long it would take you to save up 100 grand? What are you gonna do with 100 grand now?
Yeah.
Put a deposit down on a house?
That is such a sad thing to say.
Like, honestly, could you imagine working all your life and then being like, I got $100,000 in my savings account? Bro, what is that gonna do for you? It's gonna do nothing for you. Like, you could live for a year and a half, maybe. Maybe if you're lucky. So it's like, guys, if you haven't realized that the money system is broken, and that's what crypto here is an exit. It's like you ever drive down the freeway and then you're like, you go over the hill and you see that's just massive traffic for miles, and then there's that one exit right there before you hit the traffic. You're like, okay, this will save me a lot of time if I just get off here. But then some people are just like, I don't care. I'm going to sit here for an hour and a half. Like, no, get off on the exit. There's no traffic. Avoid that damn thing. It's the same thing here. I'm looking down the freeway, and it's just a mob of people. It's a whole city worth of people waiting in traffic to be screwed. And there's an exit right there. The exit says Bitcoin. Get off on the damn exit. Don't be a dummy and just drive straight and sit in there with the rest of the people. How you doing?
Dude, I am going through, and Gina, you can pull this up. I'm going through our shorts. I was trying to find that one short, but damn, look at the difference. Are you ever bringing the goatee back? I'm just curious, because I was looking at the goatee. It does get thicker as you go through. It's the hat, the goatee. Is this ever coming back here? Or?
Would you like me to bring back the goatee?
I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious, bro. Remember this guy? Bitcoin is a scam. We're taking a trip down memory lane here with you guys. I was looking for the one where you said the mattress and to throw it down the. Can't find. Oh, this was one of my favorites.
This is Shib.
This is Shib.
No, he's just going about life. And
I laughed way too hard at that. Okay. All right. Rob, why don't we take a peek at the markets? We kind of went over Sol, ETH, BTC. Are we getting a bounce back here on maybe the 1 hour or the 24 hour? And what are some of the biggest gainers?
So, not much up on, I know we've talked about it here at the beginning of the show. Not much up on the 24 hours. So we're seeing a pullback, but that does not mean we're not up on the week. We have some very strong players here, some new faces into the big gainers on the week. We got Tezos. I know this is something we have not touched on. Under $1 billion market cap. This was a major blockchain back in 2021. This is one that rallied very well. It was launched. It was launched at the tail end of the bull market. A horrific ICO. And then,
talking about Tezos?
Yeah, but then it really performed well during the bull market last cycle. So in 2021, we saw Tezos go from under $1 or around $1.90, rallied up to that $7-8 range, and so we saw a 7-8x out of it. This thing is sold down at under $1 yet again. We were just at 50 cents. It's pumped up to 80 cents. Haven't heard anything about Tezos.
Me neither.
I haven't heard a damn thing.
They've been around a very long time.
However, it is a big name and it has potential to rally. Do you have any interest in even looking into it?
Zero interest.
Zero interest?
Yeah, sorry.
It
could rally.
I agree, man. I'm just curious to see if you
Should we make a Tezos video?
Absolutely.
Then there's your answer.
Also, you got Flare in here.
Flare's been crushing. Flare.
It rallied also with XRP. It hasn't been in sidestep with XRP. I mean, look at the
chart. What is that? The all-time chart?
No, this is broken because it's only going back to 2020. Is this all time? Did it launch in 2023?
It looks like you have it on all time. That looks.
I thought it was around longer.
Very odd.
No, yeah, they did have the Flare airdrop during the bear market. So yeah, that is. If you're not familiar, Flare was supposed to be smart contract functionality for blockchains, and particularly eyeing XRP, which they had a airdrop to people that had XRP. I mean, we went down from 1 cent up to 4 cents. I don't know, man. Do you put anything on this?
No.
Smart contract chain.
Nah, great for the people that have Tezos. Great. Yeah, I don't care. You can't hit them all, dude. You can't. I don't give a shit.
What about Conflux? Largest performer?
Nah. China coin.
Athena?
Whatever. Athena, I have Athena. Very bullish on Athena. Talk about it all the time. Lido. I told people to watch out for Lido with when staking gets approved for the ETFs.
So on the week, we're up on Caspa, Doge, Lido, Pudgy, Athena.
Yeah. It's been an interesting market. I did a poll. Who gets more calls right? 58% David, 41% Rob. We also, I found the video I was looking for. Gina, you've never seen this, have you? Okay. Rob, literally, I've never seen this man this mad when we're talking about bank accounts and savings accounts. And just take a listen. Those of you, this is from a long time ago, sub like 2,000 subscribers. We're at like 1,200 or something like that. But take a look.
I hate what the banks do, and I adamantly hate that shit. You will not hold my portfolio, Bank of America. I refuse. You will never hold my portfolio in a savings account. I will not ever do that. I'm sorry.
You have a mattress? You know you can keep cash under your mattress, right?
Fuck the mattress. I hate.
Oh man.
You You fueled that one because you were giving me so much flack for not having a bank account.
I did.
You're like, my dad always told me you have to have a bank account. I was like, I don't want a bank account. You're like, you have to get a bank account. I was like, no. And then you kept like,
I definitely
kept pressing me at the show, and I'm just like I legit hate the banks, and it's not some fluff here. I'm trying to like portray like, hey, we're a crypto channel. I hate the banks.
No, this is
like
true.
I genuinely
This is true. He does.
despise the banks, which has fueled the creation of this channel. At least from my end, it's been the motivation, and that's where I come from.
Yeah, where I come from.
You sound like Alex Jones in that video. That's all I have to say.
Wow, is that a compliment or not?
Just that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Just take it for what it is.
Speaking of that's it for the show. If you hang out here, you'll be automatically redirected to Sistine Trading, where Mag, who Forrest has called the best trader he knows, is going to be running that stream. Go join him. Drop an hola in the chat. Let him know that Sin City is in the house. And with that being said, Gina, thank you all so much for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Hope you guys got a great content. Watch our XLM video. It's already out. Cardano video coming out in about 1 hour. Until tomorrow. Peace.
Sin City, crypto, everybody know we here for entertainment and info, gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in, for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in then you win, we divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David, I split the game but they gave it. Named according to your favorite, I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners, special shout out to the whale members. Buy the dip, sell winners, ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors, they gonna teach us mean coins, they polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin, laggers we trade them in, baddies they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win, screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya, to the moon then to the solar, won't don't be letting FOMO control ya, it's over, when the finger tornado close ya.